Oh, we're live. We're live. Okay. Everyone to this new innovative concept that occurred to us a couple minutes ago. But you're here with the Rabbi and the Mayor. We realize, as Ben Mayer here to my right has pointed out, that fantasy football is upon us. It's going to start in just a little bit. Just what has it been? An hour it starts? 2 hours?
Tonight, it's about an hour and a half? Just about an hour and a half from now. Mm-hmm. NFL season is here with us, and as I like to say, kickoff waits for no one. So it's coming about 95 minutes from now.
Ben, I have to thank you very much. We chatted about 24 hours ago, and he said, "So are we going to do our fantasy football league again?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think so." He says, "Well, the season starts in like 26 hours. Like we should get moving on that." And then you shared that line with me. So thank you for that. I had a tremendous draft, and it was a lot of fun. We're going to get into that soon. But yeah, we're kind of viewing this as an opportunity to share our wisdom with the many viewers on Facebook who want our hot takes, who want our wisdom about fantasy football. We'll see. Maybe we'll do this during some halftime shows, share our fresh hot take. I'm sure everyone is just itching for.
I know. Yeah.
So I just want to turn it over to you. Would you mind just sharing with us the importance of this fantasy season? I know that it's very near and dear to your heart, and I would like you to just convey to our viewers how important it is. If you would.
Yeah, it's really any fantasy season. And whatever fantasy season you're in is the most important. It's just kind of like Shabbos. It's like, yeah, Shabbos is here. This is the fantasy season. It's starting, and I really can't underestimate its importance in our lives, because what it does is it gives us a way to be champions in life. And tour and turf in real life football is one way, but this is another one. And when you win that championship and you get crowned that champion, it lasts a lifetime. It changes the trajectory of your life. And I know in our Jew Pro League last year, it was so crushing because for me, literally, whether I ended up finishing in 5th place, we won't advertise that beyond here, but the difference between me finishing in 1st place and 5th place was literally one roster decision, right? Whether I start player A or player B, that was literally the difference between winning the championship and being a champion for life versus now having to come back this year, and try to make it work again. If I had just picked that other player, who knows? I might, who knows if I'd be talking to any of you guys, because I'd be that champion for life and, on a whole different path. But
yeah.
So yeah, everything can be going great in life, but if you're not winning that week's matchup against your fictional opponent, how great is it really going? And everything could be going wrong in life, but if you can get a 1/10 of a point more than your opponent that week, you still have some good stuff to be thankful for.
Yeah, I think so much rides on our fantasy matchups, and it's really vital. It's really so important, and that's beautiful. Thank you. What would you say? I'm going to call a guest in the studio here. Rami, come here for a minute, please. Rami is a rookie in fantasy football. And what would you say if you had to give him some advice? He's a rookie, first timer. What would you say to this young man about the importance of this moment for him?
Well, first of all, I would say, hey, Rami, this is actually, I remember my first season playing fantasy. It wasn't even all that long ago, but my advice would just for this season, just have fun. Because you can't expect to win a championship really your first season necessarily. So I would say this season, all about having fun, just getting used to the experience, used to the excitement, and just looking forward to a really fun season.
That's beautiful.
And I will say, Rami, you stole my defense. You swooped in and you drafted the Ravens defense that I was going to take right before I could do it. So we may have to work out some trade.
Ben, if you'll indulge me for a moment, let's talk about the draft last night. You had an interesting strategy. Okay, I'm drafting, and we're kind of looking at your picks. And as a matter of fact, a friend of mine texted me, and he says, "Who is this guy? What's he doing? You know, what's going on? Can you share with the hundreds of viewers right now what your strategy was last night? Walk us through that process." It's like I'm losing my staging here. Okay, sorry. Yeah, walk us through the process about what you were thinking.
Well, I took a little bit of an unorthodox strategy, no pun intended, but I decided to sort of go with players actually not so much who would actually on paper be the most statistical best person necessarily, but rather players who in real life I wanted to root for. Right. My strategy was to draft players that in real life I actually wanted to watch on TV and enjoy watching. And so that would mean maybe not taking the absolute best statistical player, because it might be a player that, okay, maybe they'll help me win, but I'm not super psyched to want to watch that player as much as another player. So in my case this year, there's happened to be a really good lot of players on the Baltimore Ravens that I wanted to that I just enjoy watching. And so my strategy this year was just basically draft as many Ravens players as could happen. And then I realized after I did that in the middle of the draft that they could probably, they're probably going to cannibalize each other's stats, and that probably wasn't the best strategy, totally not diversified.
Running back in the fourth round maybe was a reach.
The backup running back in the fourth round, yeah, I would agree that was maybe a reach. But then you never know, right? I was thinking like, oh, a kicker in like the seventh round. Oh no, and then Ari swoops in and he snatches Justin Tucker out right from under me.
Brutal.
And then your son with the Ravens defense. So yeah. So shout out to Brandon, who I know is from Maryland, Baltimore. So hope that's okay. I sort of taking the Ravens moniker.
And what did you call your team?
Well, we started going with the Baltimore Ravens.
The Baltimore Ravens. I like it.
My attempt at cleverness for this
season. Who are
season.
you playing the first week in your fantasy matchup?
That would be you. That would be you, Rabbi.
Why do you like what are you thinking? Like, you think you're liking your chances, or you think
we played last season too in week 1 also, and then did I think we split our matchup, right? Didn't we go 1-1 last year?
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah, I think I won week 1, but then you got revenge, I think, later in the season, which ended up costing me the championship.
What?
Ultimately, domino effect wise. I was looking at your roster though this year, Danny, and oh my goodness, like your roster is loaded. You have a championship caliber roster. You got Deshaun Watson, you got Michael Thomas and Tyreek Hill at wide receiver. Yeah. Which right there, just those 3 players. I mean, you got pretty good running backs in Gurley and Fournette. A few years ago in another league, in another synagogue league, I finished second out of 20 teams. The only reason I didn't win that championship is because of Todd Gurley single-handedly stopped me from winning that. So you have him. You have an incredible roster. As a matter of fact, Danny, if for this first match, if before kickoff starts, if you want to like right now, just straight up, just trade our entire roster as a 17 for 17 player, just trade right now, I'd be totally down for that. We have about 80 something minutes. If you want to just get on that right now,
straight up,
just flip flop teams.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'll think about it. I will. Maybe I'll think about it over dinner. Okay. Send me the offer, and I'll have to look. I'll talk to my people.
Talk to your people.
I'm thinking I'm sitting happy with my squad, but listen, I'm open. Didn't want to just take a moment, by the way, to give a shout out to my man Ronnie Herman for the league. This is probably the best league ever. It's a crazy league. There's 16 teams. I've done it a number of years. I've gotten better each year. If I beat you, Ben, this week, which I think I might, I would have the right, if we were in the league, to steal any player of yours, to steal your very best player. And that's pretty fun. It's fun to steal someone's best player that they were so excited about.
Known as a vampire league in fantasy jargon.
Yes. Maybe we got to do the Jew Pro League as a vampire league next year. Maybe. I dig it. It's crazy. It's 2 quarterbacks, 16 teams. It's wild. And we had a good draft the other day. I think I came in at like an A- on the Yahoo rankings. So I felt pretty good about my draft. I'm feeling good going in this week. So thank you, Ronnie, for the shout there. Okay, yeah. So I think that's pretty much about it.
Yeah. I have a question about that league. In that league, does the settings actually allow you to swipe the player, or do you have to just do that sort of manually, where like the person says, "Oh, I want so and so. I want Michael Thomas," and then you just
I give all the credit to my man Ronnie, the commish. Nothing but respect for that guy. He works his tail off. You have to go on the message board, tell him what you want to do. You have to drop a player, and he facilitates it on the back end. So come Wednesday morning, you got your player, and you just put him in, and you're ready to rock. So, yeah, that's how that works. But, yeah. So last question for you, and then feel free, all of you watching on Facebook, you want our advice of who to start, like just throw up your questions, man. We're here for you. But we'll wrap it up kind of soonish. But my question is, I have a draft with my middle school kids I teach in a half hour. This will be the 4th day in a row of fantasy football draft. Like, it doesn't get much better than that. Like, as far as, I mean, I'm not sure what is more pleasurable than 4 days in a row. Oh, no, sorry, 4 days in a row of drafting. I have the 3rd pick. What do you say with the 3 slot? You figure Christian goes first and CM3, what do you call him? CMC. You got Saquon going second. Who do I take with that 3rd pick? Is that Dalvin Cook? What do you say?
So traditional, knowledge would be like, of course, you take a running back. Obviously last night in our draft, Patrick Mahomes went 2nd overall, right. But really the name of the game is, how much better is that player over, like replacement value basically, and running backs are obviously much more scarce. So you could go Dalvin Cook. Certainly, yeah.
So I tell your strategy, just go all Ravens. Just Dobbins at the 3, maybe.
you could go see Dalvin. I saw him play. I remember in college. I was in town there. I was in Tallahassee there when he was playing for FSU, Dalvin. So that would be a good pick. Dalvin Cook. Who else? You could go Alvin Kamara.
So Cook or Kamara, we'll leave it at that. Cook or Kamara.
Cook or Kamara, or
which one? I need clarity.
Oh man. I'm forgetting one. You said Saquon. Oh, Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott. So if you're going traditional, I would say one of those Zeke, or I'd say Zeke or Cook, basically.
But which one?
Kamara, I think there may be some news like it wasn't clear if he was playing or if he was holding out. I'm sure he is, but any of those 3, I think you can't go wrong. Okay,
you can't go wrong. But like, if it was you, like, what would you do?
Oh boy, I guess I kind of have like a personal a few years ago when Kamara was a rookie, he led me to that 2nd place finish in the previous league. So just out of personal preference, I would just go Kamara. But really, I think any of those 3.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I appreciate that. That. Your wisdom. Listen, I appreciate it. Everyone, don't be shy. Shoot us your dilemmas. We'll give you the wisdom. With the Rabbi and the mayor here. This is Danny Wolfe here with my man Ben Mayer. Thank you for that motivation. I am inspired. I will win this league. It will change my life. It feels good to win. It feels great to win.
Right.
As the champion of the Jew Pro Flag Football League, I know how great it feels, and I want that for this fantasy football league as well. So thank you so much for your time. It was beautiful, amazing. All of you watching this later, shoot us your dilemmas. We'll answer them for you. I'll give you the wisdom. I Yeah, we know what's up. So let us know. Thank you. Signing off. Enjoy the first night of football. Let's go. This is why I hate fantasy. By the way, like I have Mahomes in a league in Dull League. Actually, Ronnie's Dull League, and I hate the Chiefs. Like I hope they lose. I hope he has no touchdowns, but I got to root for the guy. What can you do? It's brutal. So anyway, go Texans. Let's go. In our league, I have Deshaun Watson. So either way, I'll be happy, I guess. Just a lot of high scoring. High scoring with the Texans victory is perfect. All right. Prediction of the score tonight before we sign off.
Oh, okay. Well, I just want to say thank you, Danny. This is awesome. This is a pleasure. So I'm excited to do this with you. I'm excited for the season to start, and I'm gonna go with the prediction. You just how the playoff game ended. It was a high scoring. I forget the exact score, but it was a pretty high scoring playoff game when these two teams met in January. And I have the Chiefs defense tonight going up against you. This is not looking good. So I'm gonna go Chiefs 42 to 28 Chiefs.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I hate doing this, but I think the Chiefs are gonna win also. And I'm gonna say 38 to 27. 38-27 Chiefs. Sorry guys. I hate doing it. I hate it. I hope I'm wrong. But all right. Signing off. Go Texans. Let's do this. All right. Ben, thank you. It's a pleasure. This is the Rabbi and the Mayor signing off. We'll see you next time.